Okay, I'm going to call the Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 regular session of council to order at 6:01 PM. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Moran, Mr. Dunman, Ms. Gersh. Here. Mrs. Grayora. Here. Mrs. Craig.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, you ready to roll?
I'm ready.
Good and welfare. We're going to have Janice Phillips of the Board of Developmental Disabilities speak to us. I'm going to give you a microphone. Baby, there we go.
Thanks, Mayor. If I recall, I'm to speak to you and not to the audience. Is that correct? Okay. I will try to turn a little bit. Sorry. It's really weird to have your back to folks when you're talking, but there's not really like a good way to do that here. So, my name's Janice Phillips. I am the Contract Services Manager at the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I came out last year and had the opportunity to speak with the Village Council and the audience to reintroduce folks to the services provided by the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities, or Cuyahoga DD. This year, I'd like to start by recognizing a really important milestone for us. It is the 20th anniversary of our last levy. 2/3 of our funding, we have a $150 million budget, comes from a 3.9 continuous levy that was passed back in 2005. And just to give a little reminder of what we do, we serve special talents. We're really loud. We serve people with developmental disabilities from birth to adulthood to live their best lives in their communities. To live, learn, work, and play is our mission within their communities. Last year, we served 19 people from the
You can leave it with Councilman Griora. And so the public, if the public has, or you know anybody that has a need, please reach out to Councilwoman Griora and we can act as a liaison and kind of connect everybody together if that works. All right, sure. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, next.
I have video.
Yes, so do I. I'm not done. I'm gonna, if I could, can we excuse Councilman Dunman?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. I'm gonna turn it over to you, Mrs. Guerrero, for your good and welfare, and then we are gonna have the representatives of Rumpke and Kimball, who both have legislation in front of us. Council, we need to make a decision tonight. We're gonna have them speak under good and welfare as well.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to thank everyone who participated in the community garage sale. The spring garage sale was rained out. This one went very well. I want to give a special shout out to the service department who got all the signs up, and to the building and housing department who keeps all the good records, does the permits, and helps me organize the maps. I also have a something to read from the American Legion. This year, the American Legion is going to be partnering with the Village of Newburgh Heights. They're going to be doing a trunk or treat in the community room. It will be on Saturday, October 25th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is for the children of Newburgh Heights residents and the children or grandchildren of members of Post 627. Again, it'll be trunk or treat, but because the weather has been iffy the last couple times, they're going to be doing it in the community room, Saturday, October 25th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor. Okay.
To help with some of the feedback, if we could keep our phones away from the microphones, that will cause some of the feedback, I think.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna have, I know that Kimball and Rumpke have both sent representatives today. We're gonna have, who is listed first on the agenda? We are going to have the representative for Rumpke step forward to the firing line and share why what council should select Rumpke's proposal, and then council may have questions for you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Joe Strauss. I'm the municipal sales specialist for Rumpke Waste and Recycling.
Council, are there questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I believe Kimball is also present. Council, do we have questions? No. Okay, no questions. Gentlemen, you're willing to, we're going to be going to an executive session where we're going to be conducting an interview and have some legal cases to discuss. It's probably going to be about 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. And then when we come out, we'll be addressing legislation. And at that time, council will be making decisions. So you're looking at probably anywhere from a half hour to an hour before we get to that. So you're welcome to stay, or, you know, we'll make sure that Tim notifies you as well tomorrow if you don't stay. Thanks. Okay, can I have a motion to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussion of personnel issues to consider appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, pending a potential litigation and property acquisitions if necessary. Is moved and seconded. Please call the roll.
Mr. Moran.
Yes.
Ms. Gersh. Yes. Mrs. Grayorah. Yeah. Mrs. Gray. Yes.
Okay, we are in executive session. We're going to move to the large conference room. Okay, a motion to resume regular session.
So move.
Move to second, please call the roll.
Mr. Moran.
Yes.
Ms. Gersh. Yes. Mrs. Grayorah. Yes. Mrs. Craig. Yes.
Okay, we are back in regular session. We have a motion to approve the September 16, 2025 regular session of council meetings, the September 29, 2025 special session of council meeting minutes.
So move.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to legislation, council has before them ordinance 2025-29 presented for suspension of rules and adoption. An ordinance appointing James Marinella as backup magistrate and establishing the rate of pay for the position and declaring an emergency. Council, do you have any questions?
I do. He works with Mr.
Nima?
Yeah. I think of his name.
He does not work with Mr. Niemer, but he knows Mr. Niemer. He used to work, Mr. Rufa and he don't work together, but they interact and he comes highly recommended from Mr. Rufa.
I've seen
And
that
that is
there's a
like fair.
conflict of interest there. I didn't know.
No, he does not work with Mr. Niemer. And that was actually part of the reason that we went there. For full disclosure, I think he is the cousin of
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Marinella, but that is not how we came to interact.
Looks like they spell their names different.
Nope.
Huh?
Mm-mm.
That's just a
Not
coincidence.
on the payroll.
This is Marniello.
Mhm.
That's
My
actually-
son was Marinello.
It's pronounced Marinello, but.
Okay.
He's Irish, he can't help it.
Mayor, I move that ordinance 2025-29 be adopted, rules suspended, and that ordinance 2025-29 be placed on its first, second, and final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Please call the roll on suspension of rules.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Please call the roll to adopt.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ordinance 2025-29 is adopted. Okay, council has before them ordinance 2025-30 presented for suspension of rules. Clerk, will you please read the ordinance?
Residential leaf collection and recycling services and declaring emergency.
Mr. Mayor, I move that ordinance number 2025-30 be adopted, rules suspended, and ordinance number 2025-30 be placed on its final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Please call the roll for suspension of rules.
Mr. Moran.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Please call the roll to adopt.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Ordinance 2025-30 is adopted. Council has before them ordinance 2025-31 presented for suspension of rules and adoption. Clerk, will you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the bid of Kimball Company for residential waste collection and recycling services and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion? Hearing no motion, ordinance is placed on first reading. With that, if I'm correct, Mr. Ruffo, that would make Rumpke the village's trash carrier? Yes. Rumpke has been awarded. Council has before them resolution 25-25 presented for second reading. Clerk, will you please read the resolution?
A resolution accepting a donation from Dorian B. Craig to the village of Newburgh Heights and declaring an emergency.
Resolution 25-25 is placed on second reading. Council has before them the payroll resolutions 4671, 4672, 4673, and 4674 presented for suspension of rules and adoption. Clerk, will you please read the resolutions?
Resolution 4671, August 2025 disbursements, a resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved. and the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby collectively authorized to draw their warrants and checks for payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages in the total amount of $944,436.61 and declaring an emergency. That number was so big, I stumbled. Payroll resolution 4672, a resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved, and the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby respectfully authorized to draw their warrants and checks for payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages in the total amount of $102,368.76 and declaring an emergency. Payroll resolution 4673, a resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved, and the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby respectfully authorized to draw their warrants and checks for payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages in the total amount of $119,869.19 and declaring an emergency. Payroll resolution 4674, a resolution authorizing and directing the payment of certain bills. Be it resolved by the council of the village of Newburgh Heights of Ohio that the following bills be paid and the same are hereby approved, and the fiscal officer and mayor are hereby respectfully authorized to draw their warrants and checks for payment of said bills as set forth on the following pages in the total amount of $100,418.78 and declaring an emergency.
Mayor, I move that payroll resolutions 4671, 4672, 4673, and 4674 be adopted, rules suspended, and that payroll resolutions 4671, 4672, 4673, and 4674 be placed on their first, second, and final reading for immediate passage.
Second.
Please call the roll for suspension of rules.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh?
Yes.
Mrs. Grayorah?
Yes.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Please call the roll to adopt.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Ms. Gersh? Yes. Mrs. Grayorah?
Yes.
Mrs. Craig?
Yes.
Payroll resolutions 4671, 4672, 4673, and 4674 are adopted. Moving on to reports. Mr. Moran, the floor is yours.
Nothing at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Nothing, sir?
Nothing.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gersh. Thank you, ma'am. Councilwoman Grayorah.
I just want to remind residents, and Ms. Schickler, can you please give the information for the rain barrel event that's happening in the village? Do you have that with you?
It's Thursday, isn't it?
It is, and they call,
They should have already ordered their rain barrels.
okay, and pickup is here.
They will be delivered, the rain barrels will be delivered here and the workshop will happen here.
That's all I have, sir.
Councilwoman Craig.
Nothing at this time.
Councilwoman Grayorah, can you share the shred day information?
Yes, I was gonna we have the service director usually does it now.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, gonna be, October 18th, 9 to 12 in the parking lot out here. If I remember correctly, we pull in from Arlington and go out onto Harvard to make it easier. So please bring all your paper and stuff that needs shredded. It's a good opportunity to get rid of all that excess stuff laying around your house.
Thank you. Okay, I have on my report, couple things. We did a walkthrough today, and I know that Jim and Tim will probably
That's fine.
explain more about this. We did the walkthrough for the 20s project except 26th. That project is officially completed with a few punch item lists. But really, Halloween will be 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday, October 31st. As is usual, we will be closing off at about 5:30. We'll be closing off access to the streets. So obviously, if you live on that street, you can get through. But those that would be driving through to follow their trick or treater or whatnot will not be allowed within, it's predominantly the middle portion of the village, the horseshoe portion of the village. Those streets will be closed by the police, fire and service department about 5:30. And they will reopen at roughly 8:30, 9 o'clock when we've kind of eased all the young folks down the road. It is a Friday this year. Anticipate a fairly large turnout if you're going to be handing out candy. I would say buy 750, 800 pieces of candy because we get a huge turnout. Pierce will be closed, 44th will be closed, McGregor, Arlington, Gamma, Beta, Bridgeview, 42nd, 41st will all be closed, except for foot traffic. I have nothing further. Council, do you have any questions?
Are we in a position to absorb all this overtime from all the departments?
It is something that we traditionally and typically do, because it is one of the bigger events that we have. We are looking at, we kind of made sure we could do it. Yeah. We're not looking at, $10,000, even close to that. We might be looking at $1,000 of overtime. If that.
Mayor, I have a question. I had a resident share a concern about not being able to get on social media. She said there used to be a calendar that was filled out, but she said every time she looks at it, there's nothing on it. She was asking specifically about leaf pickup.
So what do you mean a calendar?
She indicated that there was a calendar, and I've never seen it, but that would have, Memorial Day parade is gonna be on this day, and this day, and this day, and this day.
So I think Tim, we have decided when leaf pickup is gonna be. I think Tim will expound on that. We can certainly put that on the website, but I don't ever recall it being posted on one, but we can certainly put it on the website.
I did see it, and we had it for about maybe 3 to 6 months for that, our interim mayor did it. But it was only about 3 to 6 months. It was not.
Yeah, no problem. We do typically post these as well on Facebook when.
She's an elderly person. She's not on any social media, but she said she could get on the internet and look at a calendar if there was one.
So we'll update the website to list.
Thank you.
Anything further? Okay. Mrs. Nagorski.
All I have this month is the September tax report. We received $91,203.24 in September of 25, which was lower than September of 2024 by $826.40 or 0.9%, which isn't bad. We'll take it. If it's gonna be low, we'll take it less than 1%. Questions, comments? The state auditor is coming on site tomorrow to begin in earnest their work on the audit, so busy time in the finance office.
Okay.
Got this. It's just document collecting. Don't call any extra meetings, please. I will, if I need assistance, I'll let you know with records or anything like that.
And
Thank you.
it's likely to be about 4 to 6 weeks, probably.
Depends on their schedule.
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
If they're here, they stay focused and they stick around and don't try and bounce all over the place, we could be done with this by the end of November, which would be fantastic. And we'll close the books on interims. Chief Majoy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple things. Council has the monthly report. I can entertain any questions if you have them. The phone line and internet transition is done. We have transitioned to Ring Central, all new desktop phones. So far, so good. Along those same lines, one of the key things for the police department is the ability to use their Ring Central app to call residents or whomever that they need to call from the app. And it'll come up that they're calling from our desk phone at the police station. So in other words, they will not have their officers' personal cell phone number. We've had instances where that's happened, and we really discourage everybody. I'm getting away from this microphone as much as I can. I think
Three days later, so hey, the car part really was 3 days ago. All of that is, that's that.
Chief, do you have anything further?
I do not.
If you could, I'd like to get, contact information for that district manager as well to discuss, potential arrangements for property maintenance. Because that's also a problem.
It's a pigsty.
Yep.
Their dumpster.
Yeah. Well, the dumpster, the grass, the bushes, the landscaping, all of it. It's just, second thing, that I am aware that there is some conversation occurring in the legislature around e-bike regulation as well. So it could become a statewide law that we can then tighten up on.
Right. And then
Just to let everyone know, this is Sunday, October 5th through Saturday, October 11th is Fire Prevention Week. We're teaming up with the State Fire Marshal Office with our theme this year, Charge into Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home. In the past 6 months, lithium-ion batteries have caused a lot of home fires with the e-bikes, the e-scooters, the different laptops and so forth. And one of the things we're stressing is the emphasizing of buying safe instruments, making sure you use the same cords. Don't leave your iPads or your iPhones, if they're fully charged, leaving them in can overheat and cause the battery to go in a thermal meltdown. Once that happens, you can't stop the device from catching fire. So one of the things is I had to hand out to every resident that is here, that's our theme this year. Working with the Fire Prevention Office and the State Fire Marshal's Office. Also, I passed out to council, you also have a copy of our smoke detector program. We've been in existence with the smoke detector program for almost a full year. We've installed 16 smoke detectors in our residents. It's free to the residents. There's a misunderstanding that everyone thought they had to contact Red Cross. They don't. They can contact the fire station. They'll get your information. And your address and so forth, and then we'll schedule a time to come out and install. We can install 3 smoke detectors. They're just paperwork you have to fill out for the Red Cross for taking on these 3, and we have to track all the smoke detectors. If you are renting property, your landlord has to contact us, and we can put them in, and your landlord has to sign the paperwork, but we can still do those properties as well. So if you're interested in getting your smoke detectors upgraded, if they're over 10 years old, it should be replaced. Our goal is part of the lithium icon batteries part is also safety in home, making sure you have working smoke detectors. In the past 2 months, Cleveland has had multiple fires, especially near our neighborhood, where 2 people died because they didn't have smoke detectors in the house. So we're stressing that. Make sure your smoke detectors are working. We're coming up on the time change. You need help changing batteries, you need new smoke detectors, contact us and we'll make sure we help you out. That's all I have.
Chief, can you answer 2 questions, please? One, is there an age limit? Does it have to be seniors or can it be anybody?
It can be anybody. They have to, so let me explain that. If you're the owner of the home, I can come in, you sign the paperwork. If you're renting, we need to meet with your landlord. He has to complete the paperwork, but then we install smoke detector.
And can you give the number to call, please?
Yeah, the fire station phone number is 216-641-2134.
Thank you.
The north side is a death trap when you go up there.
I've been, again, we've written them up multiple times. They clean up. Again, I'm coming back up. We're in fall inspections right now. I wrote them up last year for all the property maintenance. The 2 people that were in charge, I got a hold of the regional manager and the district manager. They've all changed that. I'm going to talk to Chief Majoy, get who the now new district manager is, because I don't even have that information. And they change over managers. So they're because they can't keep them. So yes, I've been on them about it. I think the only way we're going to stop that, to get them to comply, without me always going back and making them comply, is write them up the first time. I'm tired of going there and inspecting and getting them to comply. So my next one is I'm going to work with Hillary is I'm going to write them up and put them right in housing court. This way, I'm going to send a message. I'm tired of having for them. They're constantly changing over. We're going to now make it. I go in, this is, I'm going to have evidence of how many times I've done this, and they're not taking care of the property. I'm going to go to court right away. I'm not going to give them a chance. I'm going to say, you're in violation again. We're going to court. That's the only way I'm going to send a message to them. Yes, I've already been working on that.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that. I'll send it to you.
Ms. Schickler.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to mention that the department put together a little e-letter that everybody should have gotten. Please sign up for it with your personal emails, council, or anybody that's associated with the village, because of our security system won't let that go out, I guess. So that's, look for a regular e-letter out there and encourage the neighbors to sign up as well. That's all I have.
Anything for Hillary? Okay, Mr. Sickles.
Brief update, Mayor. As the mayor mentioned, we did a punch list walkthrough of the 20s neighborhood project. Wasn't too bad, as far as the punch list goes. Next steps will be the Febreze will get that list and they'll have, roughly 30 days to comply. There may be some things like seeding, grass seeding, that they may work on now, but they'll come back in the spring and do like an overseed and little things like that. East 26 projects moving right along. They're nearly, I think tomorrow's their last day of doing any underground work. Next steps there will be to remove pavement and get pavement put back in. They're still on schedule to complete the project by the middle of November, with the 2 weeks in November being more of the like grass and landscape restoration. So all of the pavement they're hoping is in by the end of October. And that's my report. Any questions?
Okay. Mr. Bissler.
Thank you. Council, you guys have my report. Just a few items to update on for you guys. The Bree Green will be here starting tomorrow to demo the fence at the Kathy Edwards Park. Just to follow up on the rain barrels, there's 13 total that are gonna be dropped off here and they'll be picked up by the residents. I think that was handled through the separate party. The leaf pickup, we will start in the next few weeks as I'm driving around the town, looking at the leaves coming out to the tree lawn. Go ahead and start bringing them out to the tree lawns. You know, the leaf machine is serviced and ready to roll, but I'm not gonna send it out there for 2 piles. So you will see posted on the Facebook, sort of a rules and guides to follow. It's on the current page for the city website. If you guys have any questions, feel free to call me at the office and we'll try to work with you. And
Can you shoot us an email, let us know when you plan to begin so we can let the residents know?
yeah, sure, that'll be posted on the website. Maybe we can put it on the board out front too. That way for the people that don't have the internet ability, then they can see it on the board out front. And that's it, unless you guys have any questions.
Need to back up a minute when we can. I had 2 calls this week from residents on Pierce. These guys are coming over and doing all this maintenance in these people's yards. Everything's going in the street. And eventually it's all gonna go back down the sewers and we're gonna have a sewer problem again. The grass clippings.
Who's doing that?
People who are cutting the grass.
Oh, maintenance people.
Maintenance
Okay.
people, yeah. I mean, it's getting bad. I mean, I had 2 complaints last week. Week before I had 1. I mean, every week, it's like, it's
So,
the same house.
right, so we need either a phone call with an
That's-
address.
Hold on, man.
I mean, somebody's got to call and we need to know where it is to do something about it. We actually had this problem early in the year with the metro parks. And they seem to have corrected the issue. But yeah, we call the building department and we will get on it. But they got to call. Hillary, what number do you want them to call?
They can call any number that's on the website. They can put in a complaint online. Call me directly, 216-641.
216-641.
2716.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but they have to call. We have to know where it
Well, that's
is.
exactly what I told them. I said,
With an address.
then one gentleman went and cut the grass across from his house and I told him, you shouldn't be doing that.
What do you mean they cut the grass across from his house?
His house is here, you went across the street, cut somebody else's.
He went on
grass.
somebody else's
Yeah,
property?
that's what-
Yeah, well,
Don't
that's,
be doing that.
that's a private property complaint. We can't get
Exactly, that's
involved
what-
in
you
that.
shouldn't be doing that.
That's, we can't be involved in that. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Bissler? No? Okay. Moving on to purchases and approvals.
Excuse me, I need to amend this to include a number, letter B. Should we do that now, or do you want to wait? All right, I'd like to amend the agenda under 7, purchases and approval. I need letter B. I'm sorry for the delay, but I got a late quote from Snyder Recreation. We have about $4,800 left of the grant referenced by the young lady, Miss Phillips, and we have to spend it by the end of the year. It does not come out of the budget. It comes out of this $10,000 grant. So letter B will be a Snyder Recreation purchase of a Mommy and Me swing, yay, at a cost not to exceed $1,200 at Kathy Edwards Park.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sorry?
What's the cost?
Cost of $1,749.
There is no shipping because I got a favor, a solid, I believe they call it. He has another order coming in, and he said he could piggyback our swing, since it was so small, onto the order that's coming in. He said it might not be here before the end of the year, but it had to be paid for. I said that wasn't a problem. We're not planning to install until the spring anyway.
Okay.
So thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Igor, for catching that.
Okay, so there's a motion to add that to the agenda has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Moran. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Letter B, Snyder Recreation, purchase of a swing not to exceed $1,200 is added to the agenda. Now, moving back to letter A, have a motion for the approval of the appointment of Louis Eberly to the full-time patrolman officer for the Newburgh Heights Police Department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved to second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. I have a motion for the approval of the purchase of a swing not to exceed $1,200 from Snyder Recreation.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. This is a portion of the meeting. We open the floor to the public for comment. We ask that you direct your comments or questions to myself or a member of council that they may pertain to a village topic, and that you keep your statements to 5 minutes or less. And with that, we just ask that you state your name. We do not need your address. Are there any comments or questions from the public? Please join us at the podium. Turn your mic on. So Mrs. Harp's question is, if we have ordinances, why aren't they being followed upon? The answer is, generally speaking, they are. The follow-up time isn't often immediate, meaning if somebody's committed a violation or has a problem, sometimes it takes a certain amount of time that can be extensive, sometimes weeks, to adjudicate it by the time it flows through the process. I can also tell you that we are finally fully staffed in our departments. And that's only within the last month or so. The building department finally has an inspector, a commissioner, an admin. The fire department is back to 12 firemen. We now have a service director who came on board in August. So we are finally back to having a full staff. There's still a learning curve with a number of these folks. So we appreciate your patience. Trust me, I know that some of the issues that you're referring to, some of those very issues are my pet peeves, like trash going out on Friday. That kind of thing drives me nuts. However, yes, so yeah, okay, number one, number one, you should not get involved in that kind of, that's not your job, not your role. If you have an issue, if there's a problem with somebody parking their car, you cannot park your car on the lawn. Chief, that's correct. You cannot park your car on the lawn.
100%, but this is what I was alluding to.
Call the police department.
Call our dispatch center. Call the dispatch center.
Yeah. I don't mean to it is not the role of these individuals up here to play law enforcement. Call dispatch and say, I'd like to make a complaint. If you want to be anonymous, say, I don't want to give my name. I don't want to give my address. And here's why I'm saying, it's not that these folks don't care. They absolutely care. The problem is by the time you get to them and then it gets to the police department and then the police, it's too late. It's a day later, 2 days later, it's over. So if there's an issue that needs to be addressed immediately, call dispatch. Okay. If that happens, call me on my cell phone or text me on my cell phone.
Did you call our dispatch or 911?
Okay.
It's not once in a while. It's every day. There's 7 and 8 cars that park on this yard and across the sidewalks. And there's a guy down the street that compares cars in his driveway. And this is a lot. That's why I asked him.
You're certainly not supposed to be running a business out of your, a car repair business out of your yard. That is not permissible. Okay. Okay. Please address that with the building department. They enforce, they enforce those kind of codes and rules. It's not allowed. Again, we are working to address some of these issues. Thank you for bringing them to our attention. Yeah. Anyone else? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned at 7:49 p.m.